Hello, people. This is Power here with the first part of this month's unboxing. Um, Today it's March 24th. So this month basically well, first of all, I think I might have to release this around like the end of April, just because I don't think, for me at least, everything that's coming in is coming in at a time I would want it to come. I didn't even know these two were coming in because Zryken doesn't tell me anything because I don't ask him, because I just don't. So I just kind of assume when things come in. So we ordered these on Saturday, so it's Wednesday. So that's like 4 days. That's actually surprising. So I only got 2 of the 3 packages because I didn't want to push it to 3, but I did. However, I'm relieved that I'm relieved by the size of these, because I assume the shipping on both of these was at least 20. No, that's not gross, but there's hair. So top one's complex, this one's Nakano. I can tell because the Nakano box is really light because I didn't know what to get out of there. The last box we're waiting on is Nagoya. That one might come tomorrow. Cause now I typically wait for all like my Mandarake stuff to come in. Then I open them up, just so then I don't have to, jump through different days. However, the complex one has me what's the word? Oh, I don't want to say intrigued, but I think I have something missing in here, or we never got it in the first place, because, which is, I'm gonna kind of assume what the case was. So yeah, just ripping into this. Oh wait, Ollie fell. Okay, I have my Dino Fury figures on the side to my left, just because he just doesn't like standing. Like, I'm not gonna display my Dino Fury stuff because I need to take down my Beast Mortar stuff. I might use one of these boxes to throw them in. Because I was gonna reserve, because I still need to rearrange my shelf, or my desk. The shelf on my desk in the office, because I think I'm going to replace it all with my other sodas. I'm just not opening it properly at this point, but so complex, here we go. I'm not gonna cut myself this time. So yeah, this month was you can say it's weird because we didn't order off of Mandarake until now, which is why I was like, yeah, I think it's all right for us to order from 3 stores. Okay, so this, obviously, Complex was the main store I was eyeing on for multiple reasons, and I'm happy that for once our shipping is cheap. And honestly, just the thing too is that there's honestly not much I want off of Mandarake as of now, just because for the most part, they're not really providing what I need, because as you can see from here, so the thing that's out of place, I finally got Dragon Bremen, because no one's buying it. And also, so this is like the only figure I wanted out of book 4, because I still can't pick up Dragon Ignite or Slash. So, and I thought this was going to come with more than one handle, but I guess I'm wrong on that, because I thought they said it was going to come with 3 handles, but it doesn't. But I finally got Dragon Bremen, so it's just going to sit with the other Saber Solos. I still have not been able to put those together, because I need to get Dragon Ignite and Slash. This is a fun pile, but okay. So this is what I was mostly going for, because obviously I missed the pre-orders. I'll flatten that later. So finally, I obtained the Ultra Metal SP, or the Ultra Axis card, or Ultra Metal set SP, where it comes with the retail version of the Leto card, which this one has the Ultra Mantle version of Zero, and these Brothers Mantle and Ultra Mantle versions of the Ultra Brothers and Zero. And they did a thing I'm not really happy about, as we're going to see with this. This is the Ultra Metal SP set with the New Generation Heroes, that comes again with the New Generation Heroes and DX versions of Victory and Taiga in retail releases of Rosso and Blue, and obviously with the Zet, because they want exclusivity. The thing I'm not happy with what they did with this set is that they broke consistency and elongated it. Like, why? I feel like, I think it's mostly because they still needed this, but like, come on, they at least could have just like, I think it's mostly because of the name. Like, it's still consistent, you know, because that and like Zero are aligned. The metals are still aligned. It's just the Axis card. But yeah, so relieved to finally get these sets after not being able to pick them up for all this time. And all of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then I got them all. The invoice just didn't list them all. Great, so gosh. So it was earlier this month that the Gachapon Ultra Metal's Best series finally got put out. So I picked up the majority of those. So this is Gurn. This one's, I don't know who this guy is. I know the other two. Jonius, which is really cool because obviously I always like, with Ultraman, I always had a fondness of the obscure ones, because back then, like, Jonius didn't have much recognition. Now he does, thanks to Titus and Ultra Galaxy Fight the Absolute. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Godzilla! Jiras. which you can't see him, but it's Godzilla. We finally got a Godzilla medal. If you don't get it, then you don't get it. Niraga? I think he's supposed to... I think he's a new kaiju. Because he doesn't have a sound. And... Okay, which one do you want to go first? Oh, okay. Strong Corona Zero. And... Nexus Junus Blue. So there. I did indeed get all 6 of these medals. So I worried over nothing. Gosh, I'm dumb. And because, you know, there's not honestly much with this one, I'm going to open the next one. And I also just remembered as to why I actually prefer to keep everything consistent. Or I just prefer to open everything at the same time. It's for the sake of the thumbnail too. Because I'm going to try to actually limit myself to 4 pictures. Yes, I'll probably do 6 sometimes. But 6 is really more complicated. And I feel like there's just no point of doing like very small packages. Because this one is pretty dumb. This one I felt bad for doing, but then I was just like, well, we gotta... Okay, if we're doing this, then we have to keep the shipping, like, really cheap. Then. Yeah, I'm not doing that on camera. Ow. Okay. Overstuff it. Man, this one was so pointless. Oh, they even they did extra protection on it. Thank you, Nakano. That's the first time I've seen me use this, so. See, this is weird because Nakano typically actually does have things I need. This time they didn't. So it was just like, oh, that's great. So I was assuming this one was going to be the last one to arrive, but it's not. So first of all, the main reason why I got this one was for they just decided to do their own packaging on this, I think. Yeah. I typically don't like doing this, but I guess I'm gonna cut this. You know, I appreciate the extra packaging. Such. So here we go. So this whole, for some reason, Ogle was this was the only way to get Ogle. So I finally have him. So I think now I have no, I don't. Both of these I'm one away from completing both sets because I did not pick up the glitter versions. I don't plan on picking them up right now, but then because they're both relatively cheap, I'm like, okay, I guess I might as well pick them up. But obviously, because I have to fill the box somehow, so I decided to go for this. Soul Chocolate Henshin Raya. This was a coincidence that I did get Ago and Raya together, but other than that, like, I don't know, because I'm just like, I think because of that Dragonite craze from like back in like January, I was just like, you know what? I actually do want to probably actually try to pick up figures of Raya because he is my favorite fighter out of Ryuki. But now I have to try to figure out how to. Remove this. And like I was looking into like the figure arts and Figma. I think Figma was also in Nakano, but it was like $30. I was like, I don't want to spend too much on Nakano. And I tried, like, you know, I think Zryken tried to find stuff, but he couldn't. So it's just like we just settled on this. Apparently this is not open, so that's interesting. What the heck? Oh no, I was gonna say he doesn't have a peg or a pin for his hand, but so this will be interesting because this will be my first Ryuki Soul Chocolate Henshin. So that's nice. Still need to complete the Kabuto line. This looks a lot simpler than the Kabuto ones. But for 18, it's not bad. No, I think this was 12. I need to look at the invoice, so I threw it out, but I mean, like, I think this was either 12 or... I'm going to assume 18 if it was new, but... So, now I just need to pick up the figure art and Figma. So that's great. That's essentially it for this. I still need to actually review these figures. I said this before. I attempted to review my Soul Chocolate Henshin figures back in like 2018. I just didn't like them. They were just, I don't know, they were just kind of dragging. So I just didn't like really like how I was going at it. But I might try again this year, especially since I got the cast-off Rider Gattack. I think with that figure, it actually made me kind of want to like actually cover them again. Because I think this is my third Soul Chocolate Henshin. I think it was Zryken that mostly got the Soul Chocolate Henshin figures when I think about it. Because I only have Gattack and Sasword. I thought I had a bigger collection. Turns out I didn't. So... Oops. Okay. I don't know who I will go for, honestly, but... what else did I want out of this order? Um, with Complex, definitely, if Primitive Dragon was actually available, I would have picked it up, but I don't mind. Because I think it's just kind of better just to get primitive and emotional at the same time. So that's what I'm kind of waiting on. I wouldn't be surprised at that if I do get that later on within this video. And obviously, I do want to pick up. I do want to try to get Slash and Dragon Ignite, but those two figures are hard. Zryken needs to pick up Arc Scorpion, Arc 01, Caliber, and Jowl Dragon. But the Saber line has just been hard. People are really buying up the line, so. And, well, obviously, I have a Nagoya box, but that one doesn't have as much. That one has 5 items. That one's the smallest of these, technically. Well, this one's the smallest cost-wise, but I mean, like, item-wise, that one's the smallest, because we only got, like... Well, we got 3 Sotos, and then, you know, the last 2 medals I needed. So that box should be really small. But other than that, I don't know what my plans are. Like I said, I don't really know what my plans are with Mandarake at this point, because personally, like, I am kind of like, it's also just because I am cutting down on them, but it's also like, not also, gosh, I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive, but the thing is just like, obviously, I at least have 2 boxes, like, what? So like by Saturday, I was like, oh shoot, I'm gonna at least have like 11 packages come for me at like within like the next 2 weeks. Because I didn't even know that the Saber movie stuff are coming out this weekend. I thought that was supposed to be like May, but I was like, wait, people were right. This is coming out in March. This is coming out this month. So now I'm like slightly panicking because like, oh shoot, I didn't accommodate the Saber movie stuff. I only accommodated for the Dark Zet Riser and the other thing that I knew that was coming out at the end of this month. But now that I guess that's gonna come with the movie or the Saber movie stuff, so that I guess that's neat. Um Again, so within those 11 packages, so that's, well, Dark Zet Riser came in, so that's 10. And then I assume that the Saber movie stuff and the the last few, the second to last, no, not second to last 01 thing, because I still need to get my movie stuff for April for 01. The 01 stage show. So the Saber movie stuff, Saber 01 stage show, that's 9. Mandarake was 3. So that's 6. Another specific order, that's 5. And I forgot about Soto Chronicle Gaim, so that's 4. 2 specific packages that were 10 are essentially the big ones of the month. So that's 2. I yeah, okay, so it's still probably 9. Yeah, so I'm still technically anticipating 9 because I think I counted the Saber movie stuff separately for some reason. Um yeah. So most likely this will be pinned on with the April stuff. So whenever the Nagoya box arrives, that's technically going to be the dead that deadline. That's going to be the cutoff for the March stuff, most likely. Because then by April, or like, after the Nagoya one, after this, then it's going to be April. So, yeah. Now I have to film the introductions for those two and such, but I can't open them because I was just going to do an entire opening. I was going to open them whenever with this, because they were coming at the same time, and obviously I'm just gonna wait on until I get my last two medals, then I can open 9, 18, 18 plus 7, isn't that like 25 plus 8, 33 medals. Great. Part 2 is here, and this was not what I was expecting, because if I had to quickly jump cut to what's right next to me, oh gosh. Before we get to this, I did open up Raya, and he's honestly one of the most solid Soul Chakra Henshin figures I have. And I did not realize this, but he's my third one I have. Because I did not realize I didn't have a lot of these, and it was mostly Zryken that had the Soul Chakra Henshin figures, because he has the majority of Den-O in a Boyd King form. And I only have Gattack and Sasword. Anyways, we will take a look at this last Mandarake package for March. This one is really tiny. The shipping on this one was only like 14. This might be the tiniest box we've received. Wow, that's a really tiny box. Jeez. Okay. I forgot to put my sweatshirt on. This might be the smallest package I've ever received from Mandarake in a while. And especially from a store like Nagoya. Because I looked on the invoice, the shipping was only $14. So I'm like, heck yeah, that's worth it. Okay, hope that balances. So yeah, I'll say the shipping on these, or I'm assuming at least, I hope they are at least like around 20. Honestly, I'm just like, well, if they're actually releasing the boxes like these, then I'm like, what the heck is with this layout? I don't get this, but... So, this is the rest. This doesn't make sense. Is there, like, no... There's no... Okay. So obviously... Okay. For some reason, Great gets extra 6 turns. I can actually get through them. What's the time right now? It's 9/12. It's 9/12. I got these 3 boxes at 4:40. It's just that I had to I had to watch my niece, so you know, now I have the time to just sit down and just mess with all this stuff. So, you know, I don't have to deal with as much classes for this half of the semester, so that's great. Why am I struggling so hard on this? Come on. Okay, let's just move. So this one is Dyna Miracle type, so this one's great. So with these two, I now technically finished Gashapon sets 1 and 2. However, I think I might actually go back and pick up the quarter versions because they're actually relatively cheap. I finally picked this Wonder Ride book up because this one came with the Happy Lamp out of Gina, and you know, I needed to get the Taro books, and luckily these two are actually getting released within the, I am going to assume, the final Candy Toy set, Shogun Ride Book Set 07. Man, Nagoya. I haven't dealt this from you in a while, but no. Yeah, he actually says something when it's gonna die, so that's convenient. Ryo just exploded. How could you, Tezuka? See, I was worried about his head is not, like, I was worried about the helmet and the head size. But, that's relatively solid. And, like, his evil visor is actually attached to here. Because I think most, like, the figure and the Figma aren't attached, so... I guess we're just getting that. So no sunsets. I can't even get this out, so because I haven't dealt with these packages in a while, so because my cheapest trick is just to like rip it open, but you can't do that. This is Zryken's Dragon Jakun. So what? This thing you can actually like remove? Oh, okay, so if I'm able to, yeah. There, so I moved that for Zryken. So there, now you can have a Dragon Jakun and attempt to arm swap now. Well, I got myself another Bi Kaiser, so then I can make Kaiser. Or that's what I plan at least. This one I'm actually going to do in my own time, just because I already, in my Bi Kaiser build, I'm sorry if you can't hear me. In my Bi Kaiser build, I already just demonstrated all the forms, so there's no point of me, you know, doing another build. I just wish this was easy. But it's not, because I have to... It's layered by tape is the issue. And like, this isn't a big enough gap. So, there. More candy toy books. What the heck was that? I personally really don't like having to use other things to get things out. I feel like everything should be manageable, because I feel like it's a handicap that you need to use another thing, but that wasn't me for sure. But again, here we go. Here we go with the Nagoya box. So this was all it for Mandarake as of March. So let's move on to the Ami Ami box, actually. Okay, next up, we got Ami Ami. I'm actually going to open this one next, because I'll actually explain later. This one was... Initially, like, I was going to pre-order the Yudo for Zenkaiger. However, at the time I checked, it was closed, but according to, you know, apparently it actually is back up. But I don't have any room. So, this box is, I don't want to say it's stupidly big. I understand why it's big, but like, we're going to see as to why it's stupidly big. Okay, so Zryken just came in just to talk about stuff quickly. Did I cut this? Hopefully I didn't. Happy birthday. Slide this underneath the Hisatsu holder, because that's apparently where these are located, and my Ultra Metal sets just fell, but the emblem sets are falling too. Okay, let's see why this is so big. Whoops, I apologize for that. Okay. Did Ami unnecessarily pack this again? Wait. You gotta be kidding me. Yes, they did. So here is McDonald's box. I love the packaging for this. Whoever complains about this, you don't understand fun. Wow, this is tiny. The buckle, which is my first Sentai buckle, because I skipped. Again, I apologize for that. I skipped on the. I skipped down the Q buckle, despite the fact I need the Q Thomas from that. I don't know. But thank you for bending my boxes. That's appreciated. And yeah, this is so unnecessarily large. This is Zryken's. He got the mini plug for Zenkaio Juron Gaon. I think this is his first mini plug set. But and then this one was just a random one, just because why not? I picked up the RD Real Deformed Kamen Rider Gaim because it was only $7. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Like, sure, why not? Other than that, this box was unnecessarily big. Typical Ami. Let me sort everything here again. So we got the Gertlinger, the Zenkai buckle, Juron Gallon, and then Real Deformed Guy. So there we got that, and I'll just throw in I don't know. I guess the other, you know, the Nagoya box just isn't going to be included. So it sucks for you. But yeah, so I'm no longer left in the dust with Zenkaiger. However, my other Sentai gears that I picked up, you know, waves 1 of both Gashpon and Candy Toy, they're in, I'm pretty sure at this point they should be in my buy warehouse. So I got them for 16 each. It's kind of steep, but nah, I don't mind. I think I might as well just build up the Sentai gears. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited to buy into Zenkaiger just because, you know, literally the previous Sentai series I got. Okay, technically I did buy into Cure Major when it was airing, but I only got the changers. But I mean, like, Loot Pat was really the first Sentai series I actually did buy into when it was airing, and actually got mostly everything. And I'm gonna consider Zenkaiger being my second, just because, you know, there is gimmick and such. Although, obviously the gimmick is mostly to the Gashpon Candy Toy line, which is kind of mind-boggling, but so I guess, like, you know, I guess to clarify what exactly I am getting out of Zenkaiger, the roleplay stuff, and obviously the Sentai gears, but like what specifically the Sentai gears, I'll at least obviously try to get all 44. However, with the super red versions, I'm going to be picky with those and the Gashpon variants. Metallic Zenkaiser is very tempting, but I'll just wait. But like super red versions, obviously as of now we have Lupin Ranger. We have 5 of them. We have 4 of them announced. We have Go Ranger, Lupin Ranger, Pata Ranger, and Cure Major announced. Out of those 4 released right now, I only want to go for Pata Ranger. So, but then I feel like if I go for Pata Ranger, then I need to get the Lupin Ranger one for equality. So maybe. I I've been back and forth if I actually did want to go pick that one up, but I'm not gonna be so super like, oh yeah, I got to get all the Sentai gears like with variants. I'll only get super red versions of teams I absolutely like. So that's like top three for me will be Cocker Ranger, Jew Ranger, Jewelger, and Potter Ranger. And I'm happy Potter Ranger already has one, so now I'm just waiting on Cocker Ranger and Jewelger. So do that, Bandai. Um, Other than that, I'm actually pretty lax with Sentai gears. So nothing's technically out for April besides Vroom Majin, which I'm not getting the mechs just because Zryken's getting the mini plus, so that's his. So that's technically our share of the mechs. Other than that, two Kaiser stuff obviously I will pick up. I think he only has the one thing because I think his thing comes with 3 gears. I don't know if he comes with this. Does he come with his own buckle? I don't remember what his stuff was exactly. And what else? Oh yeah, Change Hero series. I'm not picking those figures up. I don't like them. uh that's why I mentioned before. I'm actually gonna pick up Yudo Zenkaiger because those look a lot better than the Change Heroes. I think the Change Heroes are honestly kind of lazy in my opinion. But yeah, I mean really banged up my box, but oh well. That's essentially it. The body box. I'm not gonna do in this video. I'm actually gonna do that in a completely separate video along with another box. You will see why. So I don't know. Body boxes always tend to be on their own. So plus this one I really want to do by its own, on its own. So yeah, that's essentially it for March stuff. I don't know. Let's move on to April, I guess. It's April, everyone, and this is not traditional of us. We're gonna open up pre-orders because as the Genesis driver just fell on its face, we got a Collectibles order to deal with. Just because of the contents within here, I'm actually not gonna, obviously, I'm not doing them within their own video. So they're just gonna be thrown into the monthly unboxing as I can't even get this. So this one was anticipating because this one contains, well, first of all, it contains stuff I was not expecting to get released by the beginning, not the beginning, by the end of the month. So that was like, oh shoot. But, you know, let's just get into it, because, you know, I opened it the wrong way. Oh gosh, this is tiny. This is the most anticipating thing out of this entire thing. But here we got, jeez. I apologize that I'm not. We got Soto Chronicle Gaim, the Genesis Riders set, so that's cool. This is tiny. Oh gosh. Emotional Dragon. Because we do. This is a lot thinner than I was expecting it to be. And then I'm surprised they didn't put this in a box. Premium Bandai literally just sent it like this? Okay. But they This thing I got last minute because I really only initially wanted an emotional dragon, but then because, you know, of things, I caved in and got the Mumeiken Chomu and the Hakken Blade Driver, or as I just like to call it, the Blot Driver, because it's fun. I got this because Zryken got the CSM Amazon's driver alpha version, so I was like, might as well have my own thing up for this actor, because why not? But other than that, and it's technically a memorial. It's also memorialized, so that's cool. Other than that, I'm happy at least does read the books, but like, would I really like? I don't know. I wasn't as like big into it because I just don't really understand why it had to necessarily be a sword driver redecoing. But yeah, and that's it. I was supposed to get one more thing, but Zryken forgot to pay for it. That was the 01 final stage show, but I don't mind because I still have to wait until the end of the month to get my movie stuff because we were too late with the 01 movie stuff, so we got pushed to their, so we got the third shipment of stuff. But yeah, so these are just gonna sit in the corner. I want to do something with this one, so yeah, that's it. Okay, so what are you by the end of the week? Look what's here. Another box until collectibles because, you know, I feel really bad that this one had to get like shipped by itself. This is the first time I actually cut a box perfectly. Wow. This is wow. Wow, I'm so thankful. I really do like the Gaim tape they prepared for CSM Gaim. Is this not even focused? But yeah, I was supposed to receive this along with my other 3 things, but then Zryken didn't know about it. Or he didn't know he already got the email about it, so I got this later. I'm surprised Toe Collectibles just didn't hold the order in, but yeah, 01 stage show. Oh my gosh, that's not good at all. That's just atrocious. I should be having another few 2 packages arriving soon. But yeah, this one we just got because it's like, well, okay, we just need to get 01 stuff. Like, you know, we've already like gone this far and such. But wow, the size of this makes me so happy because I don't understand why they haven't done this of putting the gimmick item underneath the box or underneath the Blu-ray itself instead of just like having it bulge out. Because this just makes the box a lot tidier and a lot more easier to frame. And this is actually in a Blu-ray tray or Blu-ray case for once, unlike the Geo one, so that's a huge improvement. But yeah, again, this will have to wait to get opened because I want to open this at the same time as my real-time stuff because that is all 01 stuff. Just want to get one and done, not separately. So yeah.
I'm actually wondering what I should eat. Sorry, I just got back from work. It's like 1 in the morning now.
Yeah.
I came back later than I was supposed to. Personal reasons. Yada yada yada. That kind of thing. I don't think you can hear me. I've been quiet recently. Anyways, this is late.
Yeah, so this is the start of our April stuff. Luckily this isn't like I think our January box where that got delayed like nearly 2 weeks. Well, this is also nearly 2 weeks. But like this one was a weird one.
It was. It messaged me twice. Like the first day it was like, what was it, last week Thursday?
Yeah.
It was like, oh yeah, your packages are coming in. And I was just like, okay. And then it didn't come in. And it sent it to, like, on Monday. We were just waiting over the weekend. Nothing happened. And then it messaged me again saying, oh, your package is going to come in on Monday. And it's like, okay, I'm off today. And we did a lot of shopping, didn't we? What was that yesterday? 2 days ago. Anyways.
That was, well, technically it's 2 days ago, but like.
But, yeah, nothing happened that day either. It didn't show up, and then all of a sudden it's like,
then
check the track-in again. It's like, it's in transit.
And then, just suddenly at like nearly at 12:40, I just see the 2 packages just sitting at the door, and it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so
it's like really weird.
It's just like, I guess I understand that like it'll come at 12 because they most likely DHL has been holding these boxes for like, I'm gonna say at least nearly a week, and they're just. So it's just, this is like the first for us that we've had like a package delayed.
Well, actually, it's the first time DHL had a package for us.
Well, because the last time was just because it was like, Complex is like, hey, your box is gonna come, and then like a week later they're like, actually, we're still checking stock on this. It's like, what? It's been nearly a week.
Yeah.
But.
And then I think while we were waiting for the package, I looked up some personal things I could look up on Mandarake. And I found some. And I found some other interesting things that I told you about that you were also looking at too. So I'm like, okay. So
well, things I already knew about, you're just telling me again.
Well, I didn't know that you knew, because it's like my first time actually doing some like personal listings.
Yeah, it's like technically what I used to do for like the latter half of the year last year. Yeah. Now I don't do that anymore because it's just like there's just nothing I need.
There's like some other things I've been looking at, like Fuma from Xaid. Don't know why, but I'm just like, I'm kind of interested in getting it. But this is the big question of why. Why do I want them? Anyways, we should probably open this before it gets even later.
Yeah.
So I'll open a small one first. Is that fine?
Yeah, that was what I was planning.
Because I think this is I think this is mostly mine.
Yeah.
Because I went crazy on this one. Why? That's a good question. I don't know why.
Like, I appreciate the shipping for this one was actually reasonable. So.
And you understand why why I kind of went crazy on this. Because there was like really nothing I wanted. So I saw a whole bunch of stuff. I was like, you know what? I might as well go for them since they're still around. Jesus.
Oh yeah, those.
Oh yeah. It comes in that, huh?
Yeah.
So I gotta. It's kind of weird. We kind of had an even split in the boxes.
Yeah, like first time in a while we did.
Yeah.
By the way, the store is night. Just because of stuff.
Yeah. So I got my first was.
I still find it really weird they held off Shinobi.
Yeah.
Because I understand they did quiz. Like, I understand why they did quiz first, because he's a lot simpler in design. And then
And then I got the Force armor because I'm like, the O's and Force armor are like the best things in the show. Because it's very gimmicky. And I feel like that's what Geo should have been. And this is going to go back into a whole bunch of things where it's like, the armors were a problem. And they weren't a problem. There's a lot of things like that. Which ones do you want to take next?
Whenever I actually look back, I'm just
He's so focused on ripping those POs, or peeling those prices off.
yeah, because typically Night doesn't typically keep the prices on.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, I just kind of find it funny that, like, what are you, like, I'm, like, what are you done with, like, getting Soto Geo while you're just getting a lot more?
Well, it's just, like, the ones I don't care for, to be honest. And then, in the end, I did find out I did care for some. Sadly. I say sadly, because it's, like, it's the riders that don't matter at all.
I think I could take care of this, but...
Yeah, and I got figures from a debunked toy line. Didn't even get past the first one.
Well, you at least get the pamphlet and such too. Like, the way that this is actually together is actually pretty nice.
And then next thing you know, it's already broken. I'm gonna... Which one do you want to take?
I'll still do it in order of actually.
Yeah, I went Soto crazy.
Were you actually intending a pun, or was that unintentional?
No, it wasn't a pun.
Oh.
I just made a pun. Anyways.
That's how the best puns are made, when they're unintentional. So, okay, yeah, this is a weird inconsistency. So, like, some of these are, like, actually together, and, like, some of these aren't.
So I got the Gates Wizard armor, because that's cool. I got the two overquotes riders, because they don't matter, but they're cool.
Now you need both Barloxes, despite how much you don't want him.
I wouldn't mind the original. I don't really want the blue one, because it just comes with a giant sign, and that's it. And then that's like your stuff.
Yep, because of the next box. This thing is one that I forgot about. Not, like, necessarily, I was just like, oh yeah, it's still in this store.
Yeah.
But...
I forgot that was the Gamba Rising one, right?
Yeah. So, the Gamba Rising full bottle, because it was one I needed. Now, Put Basol will be difficult because that one was released weirdly.
Actually, here's the funny thing.
And
I found out that a little later, after I bought all this, I went and did some research on the overforces, and I really like zombies. I wouldn't stop talking about it for like the next couple days.
Like, he was always my favorite from the start. Or not, like, at first, like, I think at first my favorite was Zamos, but then I just kind of grew to like Zonjutsu a lot more.
I appreciate him because in design, he's the most faithful.
Yeah.
And then you get Barlox, who's almost faithful, but he's too much of a Black Ox. With a weird mouth. I don't like the cog mouth thing. And then I like Zamanus, but he's kind of weird. I say he's weird because I felt like they could have done all these characters way better. Anyways, next box.
This is the big Sara typical
Also,
Sara
the colors,
box. Yeah, that's why I say the big, typical Sara box.
Yeah.
Just
Because
cause
everything.
this time around I didn't have an idea because I was like, oh shoot, like we have to do something, and it's like, oh yeah, I have to get these things, so I might as well.
There you go.
Yeah. After let's sort this. So
After you hit everything.
so essentially like, well, oh wow, whoops. So essentially the reason why we actually went to Sara is because of you again. Like,
Yeah, why did I go there again? Like, I know most of it was because of me, because I have a whole bunch of junk in
yeah, like, yeah, this time around, like, the stores were kind of based off of what you previously had listed. So it's just like, well, okay, let's just see if I need anything within, you know,
You
Sara.
did say you need Wonder Ride books, and then you told me how much. I'm like, holy crap.
I thought I was gonna stab myself again.
Yeah, there's something that thing.
Yeah.
I was just trying to find the other blade, but I'm like, okay, it's not there.
The other blade's literally just there.
I know, but I couldn't reach that, so I was like, oh, I might as well go get the sword.
Okay, so here we're gonna go into the...
Oh, I didn't expect that. But anyways, back into the blanket. Oh, wait, I remember what I got on that line. Okay. I'm actually excited for some of these.
Yeah, again, that's why we said that's why Sara was first, because you wanted stuff out of here. So...
I also got decapitated heads.
Let's see if this one can focus. Because I think these are opened. We'll take a look at them when everything is out, because this is too cluttered.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was an idiot, and I bought 4 decapitated heads. Why? Because I wanted to. How the heck did I miss out?
You didn't look hard enough.
I just saw like a whole bunch of the ones I saw, and most of them, they're all comical writers out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is weird mix.
So as of now, you're just seeing me pull stuff because I can't. There's literally not enough room to like showcase this stuff. But like this,
Yeah.
it's literally the same sizes.
I didn't actually see these sizes for those. Everything is actually getting destroyed because of this. Pass out of the way.
Have to sit.
Oh, well, there goes that light. That is really bright. The only time I wanted to actually get closer, it gets bright.
Okay, so we're gonna deal with the stuff we took out so far. So here are your 4. Oh, I didn't pull out 4 yet, but
That's 3 so far.
yeah. So this is most likely where. So this is dark Kabuto, I believe, because
there's more images on the other side.
yep, this is dark Kabuto mask form, and then this is Caucasus, and then well.
Oh, it's one of the 3. I guess we have to do it on camera eventually.
Actually, this is Hercules.
Oh, it doesn't actually say?
Yeah, it's on the side.
Oh, I can't read that.
And then
I thought it was Hercus, not Hercules.
yeah, it's probably the case. Well, now if I'm actually, yeah, I'm correct. This one is Caucasus, and this is Agito of the
Card Warriors.
which
Because I found I found what they had left. I was like, we gotta get. Sorry, I was like, we gotta get this. I wanna get it.
Speaking of those, we have. Whoops. The well, I don't know what the set is called.
I don't know what it's called either, but it looks cool because there's Doug Kabuto, Kuga, amazing Rising Kuga, Rising Mighty, and then Blade Jack.
Yeah. And then
And that one had Hibiki Kurenai, Ryuga, and Faiz Blaster.
to it. Oh, I didn't even know these two sets were complementary, but it makes sense because they come with two powered up riders and the dark rider.
Yeah. But I kind of got it because I like this set. After seeing PowerRider's like decolored Gattack, I was like, actually, that's kind of cool. Or discolored. Because I think it was nice that he went from, or your Gattack went from blue to silver. And it worked.
And then obviously, because this is the last one there, I got another by Kaiser, so then I can make Kaiser reverse, because I only have Kaiser and by Kaiser, so.
A part of me was tempted to buy the Nebula Brothers. The other one from the actual show. I was like, maybe not.
Like, it's the same figure, so.
It is, but then it's like, it's my own, it's the color, like, it'd be like a different color instead of what you have, so I was like, okay. But I was like, nah, let's not do that, that's too much, it's like too much of the same figure.
Okay, here's the last one. This one is this one. I was going to call him Kentaros, but that's not his name.
Keitaro? That's the phone. We'll figure it out.
I thought you knew him.
I knew him, but it's like, it's so hard to say his name because I don't look at how it's spelled out. I was thinking Kato's, but I keep remembering that that's the phone from Deno. So I'm like, okay.
This is only $3 and it got crushed. $3.50. I like, you know, just it was cheap and it was like
just to finish this shrine.
Well, like initially I did have plans on getting other things, but it was just like, like might as well. So this will join that.
I think you're gonna throw it.
Here's where the big piles come in, because these I happily waited on. So here are the 10 Legend Rider books.
Yeah, when you said that you needed one of the books, I thought it'd be like 4 or 5. But it's like, I need 12. I'm like, what?
Let's put this in the box.
So it's just like, that's also kind of the reason why we have 2 boxes, because we can only find the 10 here, and the 2 in the other.
Yeah, so obviously we have Decade, which he was 6.
But it's kind of funny because all these Wonder Ride books are actually pretty cheap.
Yes, because no one's buying them.
Yeah, and the only one that are buying, it feels like the only ones that are buying them are us. Because I think the market's been taken over by Zenkaiger, and that's why you can't find anything about it.
Yeah, like Zenkaiger's toy line is very low in the first place. Yeah. Then we got Geo. These were essentially both 6. Then we got the Build, who was 4. I'm trying to go in order they were released in.
Really? Yeah. So it was basically they were released backwards then.
Well, I just went out of order. Then Xaid. being another 400 one. Then the first one of should have been Kuga, which yeah, again he's 400. So as of now, this is at like 12 plus like this is like $24 right here right now. And then
I don't remember how much it was. I think it was like 200 in total plus shipping.
the shipping is what killed it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad though because
Yeah.
I was flying in money, and now we did some extra buying.
Gaim was luckily 400.
Actually, no, I did some extra buying. I got stuff on HLJ. Like after a long time of not buying from there.
Well, like technically the last time we got like HLJ, we always like just do like we don't have,
and then just wait like 3 months.
yeah, we always just get things like whenever like we could.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, whenever we can, but like, you know, they're just unreliable if you want like tokusatsu stuff.
Is that, oh yeah, and you sent me a link. It's like it's not there. It's like, god dang it. It's not as bad as Cerebral.
$8 for those drives. So yeah, the prices for these definitely dropped.
Seems like it. That's still my favorite book.
Oh yeah, the title.
Because it totally fits.
Yeah, and these last two were 600.
The art style, despite being really weird, is still pretty cool.
Of doubles?
Well, like, I mean, all the books.
Like, that's honestly just why I, like, mostly just went for them, because it's like, oh wow, they actually did something unique, unlike most of the other times.
Yeah, the Gashats.
The Gashats are the worst offenders.
Because, like, I didn't like the memorial sets either, because, like, all they did was just like, oh yeah, it's a rider on a blue background. Yeah, and what's so special about it, besides having voices? But
the whole point of that was just because, like, hey, look, it's like your Legend Rider version of X8. It's like, oh, okay.
yeah.
It's like, it's already taken to something that was already established, so it's like, and it's the only way to make them different from your,
Oh, it looks like they're not staying.
yeah, they're not. But it's like the only way to make them look different, so. Yeah, this is not gonna stay together, because, like,
Wizard is keeping it all together.
Yeah, this is just not going. And I lost a bunch of tags just started falling as I was doing that. But yeah, like, this is essentially why I was like, I might as well just get all 12 right now. Just so then one, I can actually open them up right away, and two, just because they were really cheap. Because I didn't want to get them full price, like the Progress keys.
I mean, the Progress keys were more understandable because they were more popular.
Yeah, like, the Legend Rider gimmicks are always just going to stick around, but, like, the Legend Rider, but, like, you know, like, with the Progress keys, I was actually like, oh yeah, these are actually neat, that I wanted them. These are just, like, well, they don't do much within, like, the Sword Driver, but they do things by themselves uniquely.
Yeah. Actually, I'll be right back. I was staring at the Saga figures, and I was like, there's someone I'm forgetting, and I just remember who it was.
So, as he gets that, let's go over the last two things that I decided to get, just to get it over with. So, I got the Wizard and double lock seat set, and the, geez, so much, these fell, and the, O's, or the 4s and O's lock seat set, because these were technically the last lock seat sets I needed, and technically like the second to last retail thing I needed out of Gaim, because with CSM coming down, it's like, oh shoot, maybe we shouldn't go as hardcore as in Gaim now.
Yeah.
These were stated to be used, so I doubt they'll have their batteries. Yeah, they don't have their batteries. But
Funny one of them.
yeah, I can probably check that if this actually wants to go in. But it's like, it's like we already have like the other quote unquote half of the Legend Rider, DX Legend Rider locks, so it's like gotta get these ones.
Anyways, I got the figure I needed. I'm just gonna throw him over here.
So Force has his batteries. And then I So yeah, I kind of figured this set was going to be the one that'll actually like be the most complete because of the fact like at least I don't have to worry about half of these. But it's like I don't know why this set's a lot cheaper compared to this set. Like this set's always the one that's more
I
expensive.
think it's because of double.
No, 'cause then like that's saying like this set it will be expensive because of O's.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't make sense.
It really does. Now that you think about it. But yeah, I grabbed Kuga because I bought another Kuga. But it's funny, like I remember seeing one image, but I think it defined like most of that line where the saga line was like people had their X8s with broken legs. I'm like, what you guys do? And like you go look at my Kuga. I don't know how long I've had him now. And he's still fine. I think it's also because I didn't play around with him as much, but yeah. Plus, I got an X8, a Gem, and a Kuga. So I got 2 Kugas and 2 X8s. Basically. Except this Kuga is from the manga. Because I pre-ordered the manga and I can't read Japanese.
Isn't that obvious?
Yeah, I just got it for the figure because I'm like, that's kind of cool.
I thought we discussed this a few days ago where it's just like pretty stupid when people just mention I can't read Japanese. It's like, well, no, duh, you can't.
Oh no, I think it's because I was showing you that Yokai Watch thing.
Yeah, I know, but it's like still like
Yeah.
it still just applies in general. It's like
I mean, like it would be nice. I should probably take some classes. Or learn some online, but yeah. But no, I'm just kind of busy watching virtual YouTubers. Did you know one of them played Devil May Cry 5 today? It was
I
amazing.
think you told me about it yesterday.
Yeah, and I was watching it play and it's like, oh, actually, she's pretty okay. Anyways, before I go into further detail of that, yeah, it's alright. Well, it's a lot.
You're basically running the next one because it's like it depends. Like whatever what store has things you want, we're just going with it because it's just like.
Wait, so it's my turn to just be like, hey, we're choosing.
Well, that's what you essentially did here. So.
Well, I just kind of threw everything together. I was even looking at Transformers at one point. I'm like, why? But there's one Transformer that I kind of want because I got it when we were younger.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't want to spend $40 on that. There's even a recolor from Takara Tomy, and it's blue. I'm like, do I really want a blue one instead of a white one? It's like, maybe not. Anyways, I kind of want to open that Card Warrior Agito one. The rest could come later, but that Agito, man, it's like burning and sword. What?
Burning and
flame?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a mix of both, and it's like shining, but with just something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like the art style, because when you look on the right side, it looks like Ryuki and Kabuto, but it's Dark Kabuto and Ryuga.
Yeah.
which I think is kind of a really interesting thing. I still like the double arms. The fact that it's like both two different colors for the eyes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found some like I said earlier. I found some Soto, and I'm like, am I really gonna go back and get more Sotos? Like, yeah.
It's like it makes sense because I essentially had my venture around with them, so it's like, you might as well.
To an extent, because I think one of the ones I wanted to get was Puppy, and I just hit my foot on your chair.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wanted to get Puppy because I know clear as day that I can't get the figure.
You can just pay $45, $40 to $50 for it.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know if I could find that. I even looked on Mandarake and you can't find her.
Well, I mean, like whenever she's up on Ami, which reminds me, like technically, it's like, well, that reminds me of like two Kaiser stuff because that's technically coming out next week. So it's like,
Wait, it's coming out next week. That's so quick.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then we also had to get the uh, Blades power up.
I don't even know how we're reaching the point now where it's just like this is where like the series or like essentially power ups you have to pre-order them or else they're gonna be really difficult on getting. Like we're
Shit.
for some reason reaching that area because it's just like we're like I feel like with Saber's case we're reaching that area way too quickly. I think because of the fact that Primitive got delayed. It's like I think if it didn't get delayed and it actually did release properly at the end of February, there probably would have been a chance for us to actually have gotten it. But then because it got released like in the second week of March, where it'll like reach that time where it's just difficult getting like essentially these like stuff for Rider, it's just
Yeah.
like it's just
It's kind of getting ridiculous because it's like, come on, man, what's going on?
and like the thing is that this is like well, I would say that this is a thing that like I don't I think it started with 01 primarily because I don't Geo's case it wasn't much because I think it's also just because Geo actually did release things.
Yeah.
Like Saber is like now dying down a lot because they pushed out their Legend Rider stuff in like the first quarter.
Yeah, that's
So
kind
it's
of a weird move too.
I guess I understand why they really didn't have anything to put out, but then it's like because they did push out the Legend Rider stuff like early, it was just like it just with Saber's case, it's just the second quarter Thrawn is like more bare because of that. Because essentially it's the Legend Rider stuff that carries the toy line for like the remainder like the second and third quarter.
Yeah.
But like in Saber's case, I guess I understand because they really wanted to like push out like other Wonder Ride books within the Gashpon Candy toy line, which is why they just dealt with the Legend Riders quickly. Which technically at this point now I just need 5 more of those.
The Pokeskies?
No, the Wonder Ride books.
Oh.
The 4 Gashapon ones and then the Neo version of Decade.
Yeah, it's gonna be something.
Like the Gashapon ones are going to be the hardest because no one wants to. Like the Gashapon, like the entirety of the Gashapon line for Saber is oddly difficult to get. It's like no
Yeah.
one wants to let go of those. It's like these aren't even good. Like everyone's just or now and like also now like no one's putting out the like Mandarake isn't putting out the candy toy sets for like they have low stock on like 6 and 7
There goes my phone.
and such. Cause 7 I want to get like half of that whatever they're having because it's like they're yeah half because one of them is the old story writer books and then 2 of them they're actually like essentially like set 7 is like primarily a set of like releases previously on Gashpon and now Candy Toy. It's like well obviously you would go for that because those are the better looking books.
Yeah. Like the thing I didn't like was that what was it? The Gashapon one, where it's like you open the book and it's just that one image, and it's not like the other Wonder Ride books where it's like
Oh,
you open
that's
one.
all the Wonder Ride
What?
books.
Well, I mean, like, not like the ones I remember. I think it was a Candy Toy one where it's like you open it, but it's like it doesn't have another page or anything. It's just that, and it
Yeah.
doesn't have any sound. And you just like put on the driver, and it makes its own. Like it kind of has its own sound from the sword. I'm like, that's kind of bogus.
Well, it's like I'm excusing that just because it's like, it's like what more like they have to strip it down somehow. They're not going to keep
Yeah.
the sounds because it's like the Wonder Ride books is like retail are like $10, like because typically these gimmicks will be $15 because of the inclusion of LEDs.
Yeah.
So it's just like when a gimmick typically has that, they just strip the LEDs and just have the sounds. But then with Wonder Ride books, because it's like they only have sounds, it's like, well, they need to strip something down. It's like, well, the sounds, it's like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's
Like
like
the story narration kind of thing.
you can read the story on the book.
Yeah, but what if you don't want to and you're lazy?
It's your fault.
Well, what if no one understood the fact that you could just read it sideways?
Yeah, that's the entire point.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny. Like, when you actually see him, like, Toma read a book from the library in there, he's, like, reading, correctly, like, how we would. It's, like, just normally. And it's like, how did he learn the language so fast? But, yeah. Wow. I got a lot of stuff to build now.
And there's Trigger.
Yes, I was gonna mention you.
I stayed up until 3 to like for all that news. I was like, oh shoot. Because it was just sudden and I was like, oh cool.
That was like the first thing, like the main thing that woke me up. Really, I just
Because
I was like half asleep looking at my phone, and then I was just saw Trigger. I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this.
it was just like, oh, the gimmicks this time are Wonder Ride books again. Like they're well,
I think it's
they're
more like doubles Gaia.
yeah,
memories.
that's what most people were saying. They're Gaia memories without the LEDs because I feel like the way that it works is going to be similar because obviously the Guts spark lens has to push one pin within the hyper key, and then the cross arms has to push another key, so like another pin. So I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's how it's going to work, and then maybe like midway through the series that they're going to introduce another item that will push like possibly like do another pin combination for the keys.
What if
But
that part is like a staff part? So it's like a long stick. You just put the lens on.
that'll look kind of weird just because it's a gun. So,
I mean, like,
well, I understand when you put it in like spark lens mode and such, then it can be a trident, but or
or
like
like, hmm. Actually, that's gonna be interesting. Unless they just do like individual different ones, because I know they're gonna do the Ultraman ones, individual Ultraman ones, anyways.
yeah, like Tigo's already announced.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be crazy.
yeah, so like I find it weird they are individual releases, but again, it's just like the Wonder Ride books, so it's just like
But I feel like
okay.
they're like half the size, really.
Yeah, they are. That's why I'm like, I don't think this one thing is worth $10. That's why I held off on these Wonder Ride books until they got cheaper, but this is Ultraman, so it's more scarce.
And it's gonna be even more expensive because it is Ultraman. And why is it more expensive? No one knows really.
Like, oh, it's going to be more expensive because it's Tiga.
Yeah.
Like,
So, I guess the downside is that we have to jump on it.
yeah, especially they're doing English again, so it's like, gosh darn it.
Why does it sound like Patrick's sites though?
I know, it sounds like someone familiar. I'm like, and like the guy is so casual about like the announcements. It's just like, what the heck? Like,
Let me go look it up. I don't know what they have it up, but
what exactly?
the voice.
No, they don't. They only announce the main actor and then the director, which it's like, oh
Yeah.
shoot, it's Sakamoto again. This is um, say goodbye to him, Saber. And it's like, I guess the chances of him directing a Zenkaiger episode's like kind of like it'll eventually happen, but like
Yeah.
probably like sometime like late 30s because Trigger will get done filming by September. So
Yeah.
but like I feel bad for this, but it's just like I guess like for Trigger as of now, it's just like what I'm at least playing is obviously just like the spark ones, the circle arms, because that's like a really interesting weapon.
It is, cause
like
like when I first saw it, it was like in the scissor mode, and then I was like, the first thing I had in my head was Kill la Kill, because they use the scissors no matter what, because that was me doing. And then you see it like in bow mode, and then you see it in the sword mode. I'm like, you know what? Put a little bit, a little crown at the tip, and then it'll be a keyblade.
and then
I feel like people are gonna make a meme out of that. Anyways.
and then like I do find it like again, as I said before, I find it weird that all the hyper keys are getting released individually because it's like I don't know if Power Type is getting released in the same week as like everything else. All the dates are vague as of now.
What
So.
if the Power Type gets released with the circle arms?
Nothing is releasing with that. All the hyper keys are individual.
That's almost that's kind of worrying, but I guess we'll have to see.
Well, it's not necessarily like I see it as like it's I'll say it's a good thing. So then like people can just be like, oh, like I don't, it's just so then they can have a dumb like little thing that just says Ultraman Trigger Power Type constantly. Like it's just like like so they don't have to buy a big weapon just to have that thing. They can just buy the individual thing and do that. But then it's because unlike Zenkaiger, where they're like packing the 2-Kai buckle and only in a set, and it's like, why? I need this stuff individually. If I was going to,
it's not that you need it individually. You just prefer it individually.
Yeah, I prefer it individually because it's easier to review that way. So then, like, you don't have to, because then it's like, my issue with covering sets is that means like you have to awkwardly split the video, and you have to cover the box in the main video, which will mean in the next part you can't cover the box because you already covered that. Like, you can't just like censor like what you're not gonna show. That's too much effort. So
yeah,
it's just
I find
like
that kind of method kind of weird too.
so it's just like, and it's to me it's just like, if you're gonna force me to get a set for a buckle, then it's like you should have warned me about that earlier. So then, because like I feel like with like at least with like Zenkaiger, I was actually kind of considering getting the set because I think the package, so then the packaging is at least consistent. But now I'm not going to have consistent packaging because I can no longer get the individual release of the gear dialinger because I have to get the set for the buckle and for all of 2Kaiser's gears. It's like if the set was like the Rube Psycho roleplay Narakiri set, and that was like, hey, look, we got a new crystal along with like these 2 items, and it's like, well, okay, that's a good incentive. But the fact that like the incentive with 2Kaiser's stuff is like, hey, you want the other half of his stuff, then you have to buy the set, and it's just like,
and that's like what, $60 on its own.
Yeah, and it's just like,
it's like, is it worth it?
It's just like, yes, like okay, I know like someone's gonna counterpoint is like, well, buying the stuff individually is not all that different between getting the set, and but the thing is just like, we just don't like paying for things over $50. It makes us feel better when we buy things individually. So then like, hey, look, I got the gear linger for like $35, and like the buckle for 22, and it's like, it's like, you look at that more happier than like, man, I got the set for $55. So it's just like, it's
gets
for like,
weirder. It's kind of one of those weird things. Like, am I happy about this? Am I proud of it? Not really.
but it's just like, I don't know. I'm I'm gonna wait until next week when they actually do, like, unveil his stuff, because they're literally like treating two Kaiser like psycho, where it's just like, hey, look, new guy, we're dropping this stuff today, and it's just like, wait, you didn't even warn us.
Not only that, Psycho now is kind of just one of those guys that I'm on the side now.
Like,
it's kind of sad.
Well, he had his time to shine.
Yeah.
So it's just like.
But it's like, I feel like that's should have been the thing like the entire way through. Like, everyone has their own moments where they can actually shine, and then some moments where they don't. I feel like that's most of the time in Saber, where most of them don't. Sadly. Oh my god, the sticker came off. Sorry, I'm messing around with Houdini here. The not good Houdini. But I'm just looking at this candy toy line. I was like, I just found the bike again after thinking that was missing for a while.
The bike was always there.
I know. That's the weird thing, because I thought it went missing. Oh, actually, it went missing because I wasn't really looking for it, but it's just one of those things. The ghost candy toy line is weird.
But other than that, before we close this off, because we're almost hitting an hour, I really want to try to have this video like at least near, like, almost hitting 3 hours. I really want to try to reduce these videos, but
Like,
it's
you want to hit it to like 30 minutes, nothing more, nothing less.
No, like, we already like crossed the line with 30. Like, I mean, like, just like, what, the last big unboxing. Well, like, the thing is that, as I mentioned to you before,
Well,
like, my Zero Memorial Progress Key opening, like, that is like the longest video I've like uploaded up to this date, because that one's 4 hours, because I couldn't cut anything, and I actually did try to cut things out, but it's just that, I just essentially cut out dead space whenever like the phone fell. So like, so it's just kind of like,
I guess it's just time management we have to work on, because we do kind of veer off into different topics too.
Yeah, and like, if this was the end of the video, that's fine. But the issue is that, like, by like next Wednesday, we're probably gonna like, we're gonna have to situate the Mandarake stuff again.
Yeah.
So it's just like if that one's gonna be like smaller, then it's like okay. But then then again, I feel like I'm probably going to end the video off of that Mandarake order, unless, well, like, there'll probably be a buffer in between this portion and the other, and that portion.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think, because with the buy warehouse thing we're working on right now, I want to try to ship that by like mid-May, whenever Gashapon Set 3 of Sentai Middles gets released. But then, other than that, that's essentially the plan. Oh yeah, like, you want to hear something good?
There's something good?
Yeah. We don't have to worry about any pre-orders next month, because the Memorial Z-Rise got delayed until June.
Oh, that saves my wallet.
I know. Like, I don't know if that's supposed to be a positive. It's just like, oh shoot, this toy got delayed, but hey, we get to like not worry about pre-orders.
Do we have something that comes out at the end of this month? I know that I get Zenkai or Rumagin. That's one.
Well, that's not for Ami Ami. I'm just talking about exclusively like
To collectibles.
Yeah, like premium Bandai.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's like it's Toe Collectibles has been sort of reliant. They've actually been pretty helpful too, especially with that. I always call it Magic King or Magic Kaiser. I don't know why I was gonna say that. With Kira Majin,
Yeah.
like weirdly enough, they actually held up their end of the deal. So I'm like, I was expecting you guys to just forget about it, but I'm glad you guys didn't. So that's how our Dark Rises got cheaper.
Just
because of one simple mistake. I don't know if it's my end or their end, but it's in the past now.
Yeah. And like, just the fact that like they actually, like, I've already told you this already, but like just the fact that like they actually like offered refunds to people for the Solo Chronicle Gaim sets, because they put those up before like Team Rider was like, hey guys, we're doing these too, look, go on Premium Bandai like right now. And it's just like, what the, and like obviously people were like, wait, what the heck? Like,
oh, also, I keep forgetting, I can make Gates Majesty a little bit.
You just need a Gates body.
Yeah.
Which, like, that's the, I don't know, that's the, like, the thing I kind of have to laugh to myself about. It's like, I have, like, I have, like, 3 out of the 4 main riders of Geo, because I don't have anything of Gates. I'm like, wow, do I not like any of Gates' forms?
But the funny thing is that you do have a Gates figure.
Yeah, I do.
But like, in terms of Soto, you kind of have Geo.
I have Geo, Waz, and Tsukiyomi. And it's just like, and because like initially I wasn't initially planning on getting Future and Kikai, so that's why I got Geo Trinity to represent. Look, I got all 3 riders and Tsukiyomi, but it's like now I got Waz, and it's just like,
now you need to get Gates.
Yeah, I need Gates, but it's like, I don't like any of Gates' forms.
The only one I like is like his revive, but like it's a pretty big if, or like pretty big, like how do I say it? It depends, and it depends on what I like, because when I got the Soto Gate revive Goretsu, his shoulders were kind of flimsy, but that's all shoulder pads anyways. But it felt, I like the body, right? It has that nice bulk, but the shoulders are very squished. It feels like, to me, that's just me, but that's because I draw robots with big shoulders, so then it's just kind of off. I also found Metal Cluster. Speaking of Sotos,
and then you still need to get 001 after like avoiding it like 5 times.
Wait, 001 was up there?
Just in general, whenever I'm like, hey, look, 001 is like, nah, I'll get him next time. Sold out. Hey, look, 001 is up there. Nah, I'll get him next time. Sold out.
Do I keep saying that?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
You keep ignoring him every time I mention him, because you're like, oh, I don't need him. It's like, okay, your loss. It's like, despite how much I hate that suit, I keep reminding you, hey, look, this suit is up here.
Oh, it's like, it's not the fact that you're gonna get it, though.
Yeah, I know that, but it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't care for it, but I keep reminding you, like, every time whenever like we see it, I'm just like, hey, like, look, 001, and you're just like, no. And look at where we're at now. We can't get it.
I mean, I don't really have any like, it's not like a thing. It was like I have to get them. I still have to find 01. Even that's hard to find. I just keep finding the base body without anything. And I
just gotta wait until realizing Hopper.
Which is almost like a never.
No, Soto realizing Hopper will happen in the last wave of Saber. Definitely.
You know, the only difference is that it's just gonna be clear green.
It will just have like, not fluorescent, plastic.
It'll be like fluorescent with like blue highlights.
Yeah, exactly. It'll just be the figure art.
Yeah, sadly. But it's funny. You know how Houdini came with a stand? Almost. It had like 2 things you stick on the bottom and it'll just make them stand anyways. I don't know what those meant.
I think I know what you're talking about, but
yeah. But anyways, why did I get Waz? Because he had the Shinobi thing. Shinobi, featuring Shinobi. And it doesn't even feel like armor, it's just another form.
Well, that's the thing with Wass's forms. They don't feel like armor. Like, that's not bad necessarily.
No.
I think Wass's stuff is like, well, then again, I'm not really too big on Shinobi or not Kikai.
Quiz.
Yeah, Quiz.
I mean, like, if I had to say anything, Shinobi was like is kind of my favorite. But
Shinobi's overrated.
well, like in terms of like design, I kind of like the V fin anyways. Since I'm a Gundam fan, so I like the V fin. I like robots that have that weird V fin that works. Shinobi is just basically a shurikenger. Because he just has shurikens all over him.
Who's a Shurikenger?
A ninja. Yeah. Wait, shurikenjin is what I keep thinking of.
And there's only one Shurikenger.
Oh yeah, that's right. The green one, yeah. Anyways, my Sentai is very mixed up because I'm still pretty new to it when I think about it. Like, I've watched, like, what, 2, 3 shows? Only 2. Finished 2. Started many, didn't finish them. But, yeah. And then, one of the things that we are probably going to regret later in the line is the Soto Ryuki line. Because of the monsters being P, Bandai, and, Magna Giga's set is, like, 60. Just for 2 monsters. Or was it 40? I don't remember.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that, like, you're going off at deposit prices, but
Oh yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be a very fun thing to look at. And the stickers for Zoda. Because his entire gun is a sticker.
I'm still not really happy that Solo lied to us. Like, I was fully expecting, like, then again, it's like, you know, they, obviously, like, I've already told you, like, the pattern they're going with, like, they're doing, like, phase 2 and then phase 1 and back and forth and such, so it's like, obviously they had to do a phase 1 writer, because they did Gaim, but it's just like,
You didn't expect it to be Ryuki.
yeah, and it's just like, what the heck, guys? You clearly told us last year that you couldn't do this.
Yeah. Unless it was just like, oh wait, we can.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they're gonna be like. So it's like, because they're probably gonna be like, hey, you guys said that we couldn't do, like, you guys referred to our comment last year that said that we weren't gonna do this. Well, we actually changed our minds, and it's just like, it's just gonna be the typical, like, it's just gonna be like similar to what they always say, like, hey, remember this suit? We had to remold it.
Yeah, that's the kind of funny thing. Is like, I like the fact that they're pretty enthusiastic about remolding stuff, but at the same time, I'm kind of concerned because it's like, cost and everything. So I'm like, okay, that's weird.
Like, I get that's just like the thing. Like, that's why I just heavily want to just support Soto. But then as much as I really want to support Soto, it's just like, we have to, like, at least start, like, cutting things out, which is why it's just like, I can't invest in the mirror monsters.
Yeah, but I wanted to invest in the Magna Giga set because it comes with the rest of Zoda's weapons. Because he's kind of the only one I care for, to be honest. Because, like, everyone else, it's totally fine. I like that Knight comes with a little drill cape effect.
Yeah.
But it doesn't come with the actual effect that allows you to do the entire thing. Which is kind of crazy to do anyways, but... Then you would think about the Survive form, and next thing you know, it's just a giant case for Knight Survive. A giant cape rocket.
I feel like at that point, both bikes have to get released individually.
Yeah. And you know what it's going to be? It's going to be $60 for one.
No, it's going to be 100.
Yeah, actually...
Like, it'll be like 60, or it'll be like at least 80 and 90.
Like, that's the thing I hated. Because Ryuki Survive, I found on CS Toys for $21, right?
Yeah.
I didn't jump on it, and now it's 40 or 50. Maybe higher than that. Because now, because of Drag Grands are being released for like $200 as a set, now you can't get them anymore. So now the only Ryuki figure I have is the 50 and not 50th. The 20th anniversary.
Oh yeah, speaking of 50th, they're just randomly releasing Geo.
Yeah, I
It's just
saw
like,
that. I'm
oh,
like,
like it makes sense,
but
but
I'm like, why isn't it Omageo?
they did. You missed the pre-order
Wait,
because
okay.
yeah, he got released right away. Took Collectibles, put up the pre-order, and he just sold out. It's just like,
What? Why didn't you send me the link?
he sold out by the minute they posted it.
Dang it.
So it's just like, oh shoot. But now he's like selling really cheaply on Mandarake because of the re-release.
I mean, I
So
wouldn't mind that, to be honest.
so you have to get him for like a release like 60 to 70, which
I
is
still want to get the Soto of Omageo, but he's not there.
yeah.
The only time I could get him is if I wanted to get copies of the other ones that we already have.
Like I did find a listing for him like at least the last month. Like he was opened and such, but like not put together.
I mean, it's still in the bag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then like someone bought it up.
Well, in the end, Omageo's still out of my reach. The only thing I have is his belt.
And that thing, like, I don't know why the belt of all things is the cheapest thing to actually get for him.
I think just because you like Omageo more than just the belt. You like him just because he's just there. He's gold and black, and he is technically evil. The most useless evil, may I add onto that? Because all you see him do is stand there. The only time you actually see him fight is when you find Grand Geo the first time. And you know what's the sad thing? No one remembers that he played a violin.
Like, you just got so much things wrong. Because you're saying that his first fight was with Grand Geo, and you're mentioning the fact he played the violin.
Well, no.
And it's like...
Here's the thing. He didn't fight as much in that one, because he was just, like, one-upping him with red watches.
Yeah.
When he actually fought, like, fisticuffs, it was with Grand Geo.
But he still fought him in the first arc.
You know what I mean, though. But, I don't know. It's also because it's like, what, almost the end of money? It's 220 actually. But it's just one of those things. It's like, hold on. I just got a text message about hot bots. But anyways.
Yeah. But, it's
anyways,
like,
he doesn't fight as much. The only time, it is sad to see Omageo get degraded into a villain. Like, not into a villain, but into a monster of the week thing that happened in Decade versus Geo thing. Because the Omageo there never made sense.
like that Omageo was just stereotypical evil. He's just like, oh, I want to rule the world, or like I want to like, you know, claim power and such, and I'm gonna get defeated by a power I don't have. And it's just like, okay.
But doesn't that get rid of the point of Omageo being having all all rider powers?
Yeah, because now he doesn't have what, like 20. It's like.
But then you see all the Vibe Watches that showed up in the final episode. I was like, were there really that many?
But like,
Yeah.
it's just that special is a thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Wait, did you get King Lion does Senki for the solo?
He's like over here.
Oh, okay. Why are they yellow though?
Book 4 is like really weird boxed color choices.
Like, it doesn't complement the riders at all.
I feel like they did that purposely because this is Crimson Dragon.
Yeah. Actually, I'll be right back. I gotta go get something. Just
Yeah.
to show people what happened, I think. So this is sad, but it's like due to the fact that we have way too many. Most of my solos that have like in another room are in here. So it's like you see like Putotira O's, Guy Sword, all that fun jazz. So I'm just like, I gotta figure out where to display them. Which ones I want to display, which ones I want to put back. Gorillamon, sadly, you can see the sticker flaking off. That's sad. I saw a Hawk Gatling too. I'm like, I want to get that, but then the stickers from him are scaring me. So I'm just like, I don't know if it's the same thing on him.
Build 2, like, I think from what I heard, Build 2 has, like, a significant sticker improvements from Build 1.
Gorillamon is my favorite form, kind of, but it also disappointed me with the Soto. And then,
like, literally with me, I just let my Sojiki just, like, flaking. I'm not gonna deal with you.
That's what I did with Gorillamon. That's why he's just kind of sitting in here, flaking. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if I showed anyone. I put Buster together. And Buster became my favorite. Because he's technically my favorite. He's like... Well, it was funny. Because when I put him together, right, he didn't have a lot of stickers. But the funny thing is that he reminded me so much of Ichigata that I actually fell in love with it. The more I messed with it. So now him and Ichigata are my favorites. And the weirdest thing is that they're both dads.
Why don't you display Buster?
I was cleaning up, so I didn't really have like the motivation to just basically put them all together.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I got the Ultraman stuff. Well, actually, speaking of which, I hope you have that. Let me go get that one. Because I found a Soto one locally.
Choto.
The Choto, yeah. But due to how it's packaged, I can show you the best effect ever. Now. Yes. His beak can actually bend. But I didn't really expect to find Choto. And when I did, I jumped on it. I was like, I'm getting it all. I made sure there was all of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then I told you about it because you weren't with me. I was like, this is a find that I will not regret. Because it's just as funny as me finding Galaxy Mega over at Barnes & Noble. Because that was crazy. And that's even crazier. And next thing you know, I find even more. I'm just like, what the heck is going on? I want to go back to Barnes & Noble again now.
I was thinking of that 2 days ago when we were going, but then we weren't that close. So it's like...
Sadly. One day. Next thing you know, we'll do that next weekend. I don't know. Anyways, we should probably end this because I don't know how much longer until Ultraman there kind of destroys everything behind them. I still want to see an Ultraman do that actually. A Specium Ray that bends. But I know Zed does that really. Zed's the only one I know that that can bend his beam. Or angle it into a way.
Oh.
Do you know anyone else?
Not that I can recall as of now.
Okay. Anyways, we should probably stop for now. I'm gonna probably put the heads together first though. Because they are basically disembodied heads. So they're kind of like my trophies. And now that I got those, I might as well find the Amazon ones.
Yeah, I think those ones you can actually find. Because I know I was like looking through those. Because I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should actually go for the Gaim ones. But...
the Gaim ones actually look good too. Wasn't there a line where you were able to change like the heads? Like
that was
the visors and
that was like the revive. That was like their attempted revival at that line. Like that was the start.
Mm. But then they just stopped.
But it stopped after build because I guess it just because build they were trying to like sell the trial form gimmick, but it just never didn't do well. Just like Converge, but unlike Converge is we still around.
Yeah,
they just stopped the gimmick. But like the helmet line, they just like stopped entirely.
Which is sad because it's nice to actually get it like look at the helmets and everything, especially in like the detail they put in. But I could probably understand because it's not like a figure, we could look at it full body, and for like an artist like me, you could just like look at it and use it as reference.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still gotta read the Busta manga. I just realized that. I got a bookmark too.
Is it literally only the first chapter that's actually been translated, or has
Pretty much.
Corp actually been? Because I don't remember if that manga is actually monthly, or is it? Or
The only thing I remember is that I was reading the double manga way back when it was released, and it took forever for them to translate it.
Yeah,
It was
because no one was doing. Like now, Gemcorp isn't even subbing Saber because they're dealing with other things. So like Saber practically isn't getting subbed, or hasn't been getting subbed to like the past 2 months.
And then there's this group called Two Calls. I'm like, what the heck are you guys? But thanks for providing me with the episodes, I guess.
And then like obviously there's TV Nihon, but no one likes acknowledging them, except for when it's something else, or it's like, oh, I don't know how to phrase it, but I mean like when it's like, I guess when it's not a series, but it's like a special, then it's like, okay, yeah, they would do it because they literally just put out the like Zenkai Red special. So
wait, they did. I should probably watch it from then. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, there's another model kit I was thinking about going for, and you know why? Because apparently Bandai released the episodes on their channel.
oh, so are you talking about Girl Gun Lady or something?
Yeah, the title is so stupid, but the theme is like so weird too. I call it both dumb, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that it's an advertisement for a model kit, right?
Yeah.
But instead of having it as a really it sounds very fun and poppy. Because they used an idol group on that, I guess. But the funny thing about it is that it's technically Gawa versus Road.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't the plot like very serious? Because aren't people actually dying?
Yeah, actually no. The first person died, and actually I remember watching the first episode. Right, the one person died, but then she came back alive. Or she's still alive in the real world, apparently. And then
well, that's not how it worked in Versus Road.
No, Versus Road was like you're dead. But in this one they go like apparently you got lives, and I thought it was funny. Like one of the things is that it's a battle royale, right? And then you go around finding these sprues of bullets, and you have to literally clip one out and assemble the bullet. I'm like, how stupid is that? But that's funny. I don't mean to call it stupid.
Like stupid in a good way.
It's just like it takes you about 10 minutes to assemble a bullet, and yet they are terrible shots. Because you see them, and you're like, let's go take them, and then they keep shooting, right? And then it's like they miss. Almost every single shot miss, except for one where it hits the main character in the face, on the cheek. The other character on the leg, and then it's like whatever. And then apparently the model kits, like the commanders, are the model kits. Being cosplaying as the model kits, I guess. I'm like, okay, that's something. But I should have episode 2 bookmarked. I'm like, do I really want to continue watching it? I'm sort of interested, but I'm also not interested. I don't know what that is. It's intriguing. But I'm probably just gonna watch it and just like, how dumb can it be later on? Because apparently they already had the trope of, hey, this person used to be my friend, but now she's a total bitch. Don't know why. And then you see her like talk, and it's like, you won't, like, the next time you won't live. And it's like, oh, she's been through this. It's that kind of trope. It's like she knows everything. It's like, why? And I thought it was funny. The way she gets it is like, I don't know if she got it for free. What the model get is like, I don't know if she got it for free. But apparently the guy goes like, come on, I'll show you something that's new. It's like, this model kit would control your life. Or would change your life forever. I'm like, okay, this is a shady guy. But yeah. Although I don't hate it. I sort of love it. But it's also because it's dumb. It's like, oh, it's kind of one of the things where it's just like, do I want to watch Gundam Build Real? The live action build fighters? The one that I
The
remember.
more superior live action Gundam series than what they're doing right now.
But you know that was funny? A lot of people, when I saw the fight scene for Gundam Build Real, right? It was
That's already out.
Yeah.
Oh.
It came out on the 29th of March. But I thought it was funny because people were like, Unicorn Gundam beam rifle doesn't sound like that, and a lot of people were just commenting on how bad how the beam rifle sound isn't exact because it did like a generic beam sound instead of doing like what the Unicorn did. Because the Unicorn's beam rifle does this little ball, like energy ball,
Yeah.
and then it does like a very destructive beam, and it has that weird charging up then shoot noise. I don't know if I can put that up, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, okay, weird. Did I ever mention here that I realized that in Ultraman Z, not only did they do a Gundam reference an entire episode, they did one before that episode.
You keep bringing this up to me, and it's like, I already knew about this because Twitter brought it up, and now you
know.
keep constantly bringing it up to me. It's like, I already knew this before you did.
I know, and you get annoyed of it, I can tell. But it's like...
Well, because like I saw them, I'm like, oh yeah, you're going to totally like this and such, and you do, and you know that's nice and all.
Talking about it because it's just like one of those things. Like, you know, this is like the thing I kind of like because not a lot of shows do enough of that. Not only that, Super Aya doesn't even work on Gundam, and yet they did that anyways. Also, I realized something about Trigger. His ears change. Like, it went from, like, sharp to, like, smaller, and then it went back to being sharp again, but with, like, different design.
Yeah.
I do like the gold trims on his helmet.
Yeah.
Because, like, his sky type reminds me of Dinah, and then his power type reminds me of Gaia.
I think that was the entire point.
Yeah. I think that, yeah. Now that I think about it, it's like, it is a mix of all three of them. But a lot of people is like, I want to see them all, the actors, back again. It's like, whoa, have fun with Dinah.
Oh, yeah. As sad as that is, it's just like, because Super Aya is obviously like trying, like, obviously like airing this in China, so it's just like, yeah, like, okay, we're gonna at least be able to see, like, we're at least gonna be able to see the ultras together, but the actors,
that's gonna be a different story. Oh yeah, I think this is the reason why I put together. I don't remember. Dragon Bremen.
That's Dragon Jakun. Dragon Bremen's behind me.
Listen, it's been a day. I'm tired, but I don't. Yeah, I thought Bremen because I wasn't thinking. But anyways, that one's not bad. I kind of want to cut off that cable thing though. Kind of replace it in a wire, maybe. But I'm starting to stutter now, so I actually am getting tired. And it's only been like 18 minutes since I last looked at the clock. Oh yeah. Oh boy, that's gonna be a lot to put together.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was like a few projects I want to do with you. It's just the fact that we don't know how we're gonna do it. One of them I had to go buy some things, but
I would say we can discuss about this probably in the next part.
Yeah.
If we ever remember.
But yeah, I got Heads and Soto and Card Warriors. Why did I get Card Warriors in specific? I think it's because you got it, but I was like, I want to get it too. And I kind of tripled it.
Yeah.
6, 7. So I kind of like, it's, I don't know. Although, I saw Doug Howard and it looks like his eyes were discolored.
Yeah.
So they're not yellow, but they're silver, aren't they?
They're
gray?
Yeah, they're starting to like become gray. There's still like a tint of yellow.
It's gonna be interesting. I mean, like, at least on the bright side though, it's not like the Microman figures where they crumbled in my hands. Cause as cool as they were to get, they crumbled up way easier than I thought. View Kindles especially, and I was sad about that. I was like, is there any way I could fix them? I was like, no, I don't think there is. But yeah. It's sad, but I don't think there's anything I can do to fix them. It's not like Blade over here. Which I think is funny. Aesthetically, it's still my favorite. But I think it's also because of what I did to his shoulders that made him look even wider. And I also realized that there's a terrible gap in between. Because when you look at it, you can see the gap in between the shoulder pads. And that's only because I put in like pegged like wrist joints. And it's like, okay. It's sad though, because like I got this after I got Wild Callus. And yet Wild Callus's shoulders are still together and then Blade's aren't. Actually, I was thinking about buying an album, but I'll do that later. I've been thinking about that for a while. I was like,
Yeah.
but I'm like, should I get it? Should I get it? And then it's like, I'll just sit on it.
Like, literally me, that's all I couldn't really get at this point, so it's just like, whatever. It's just...
Oh yeah, we should probably end this part. Because it's going a little longer. We keep saying that, right?
Yeah, that's the third time.
Yeah. Right. Should probably end it now. Before I throw anything else in there.
I think, I don't know, it might get cut into a separate part. Depends. Okay, so we're focusing on the floor. Why? Because this came. It's, guess what? An Ami package, but I don't... If this is what it is, I'm gonna get infuriated. Like... Gosh darn it, Ami. So... Let's try to actually, just get this over with. Because I swear, if this is what I think it is, I have the right to complain. Gosh darn it. What's fear? Okay, so did I cut this? No, they put it here, so I shouldn't have. I know I've been already viewed as a menace for a while, still using Ami. Like, I don't know. Please be not what I think it is. You're kidding me. You're kidding. Well, disappointment arrives. Not the actual product, I just mean for like... This is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, but gosh, I'm not happy about this. Just of how exactly this got through. So, yes, I did get the 2 Kaiser set. However, Zryken didn't follow through what I told him. I can't blame it. That's not what I'm upset about, but, because basically, I was planning on trying to get this off of HLJ, just because Zryken already has a private warehouse, so it's just like, oh, you know, we can have this sit in there and such. But no, HLJ had it sold out. So then, I was technically out of luck for getting this because it was like, well, shoot, how am I supposed to get it? But then I saw Ami Ami had it listed, and I was like, oh shoot, like, we should jump on this. But I was like, kind of like, well, I don't know if Zryken will jump on it and such. Luckily, he did. But he forgot to combine it with his order for Maple Rumagine. So, just so then we can save on cost and such. But for some reason, according to him, they haven't. He still hasn't gotten anything out of Rumagine off of Ami Ami yet. But other than that, like this, the cost of this was not worth it. Because according to Zryken, this was nearly like $170. And it's just like, what? The set itself was $50. Which I think it's justifiable because the gear dialinger itself is like, you know, around like $30, and then the buckle that's stupidly exclusive. I'll complain about it in the review. The buckle is exclusive within the set only for some stupid reason. The buckle would be like $25 or so. So for like $50, it's, or technically it's like around like $40 or so. It's pretty worth it. It's just the shipping wasn't. Because according to Zryken, the shipping was like at least like $90. And it's like, why? Like, that doesn't really make sense. Again, this is why, like, I'm not blaming him exactly, because, you know, it's just like, he just kind of did it on the whim, so. I didn't say it in text, so I kind of figured it would have happened, but at the same time, it's like, I think my order would have been held because of Rumagine, so, like, oh well, I have it, at least. Don't know if I should actually, you know, play with it now or just wait until I actually get Sentai years, because I don't think doing an opening on this by itself is suitable. Gosh darn it. I think I might actually have to wait on this because I was actually kind of excited to play with it, but okay. So I did open this up already. A video of that will be out sometime. So now we shall get ourselves to, oh my gosh, we should get ourselves to these 3 packages, because this one Zryken just gave to me when he came back home. These 2 I received last. What is that? Is that a fly? Okay. These 2 I received last Monday, because this was an order we did at the beginning of the month. No, not the beginning. It's the beginning of May. That's why I'm getting confused. We did it at we did it on the 20th, midnight of the 20th. So we are going to open up the one that just arrived, because that one's just, this one's the lesser one in my opinion. I know I didn't have to hold an entire week, but I was just like, there's not really much I can do with this one. And I actually was wanting Zryken, but just because I need to get this out, I was just like, I'm sorry. just so then we can talk about the process of doing this. I'm putting it upside down. So this one's from Grand Complex. Wow, that's a new store. Grand Chaos. The other one's from Complex. That's why I got it confused. But this has gotten looser. Shoot. So I'm worried about that. But this one essentially, it's the good thing about this order though is that it was cheap. So that's why I don't mind these ones as much. They were cheap. So I guess I'll cover Zryken's thing. I don't know what. If he was here again, he would explain it. This thing was. I think apparently this actually does come with the PlayStation game. The PlayStation 2 game. I'm not sure. Is it already open? Because if it is, I can check. No, it doesn't. The game would have been here, but it's not. So, no wonder why it was cheap. I'm gonna assume Zryken's gonna be like, oh my gosh, look, it doesn't include the game. And I'm gonna be like, oh, that sucks. No wonder why this thing was only $15. Zryken stuff will be here. And the next thing that was in that same price range, because I needed something else from this store, and it was like, I didn't know what else. And I was like, oh yeah, I never got this thing. Zero Spectre Ghost Icon. Ooh. This is my third to last ghost icon. All the ghost icons I need are Spectre related, and it's actually kind of coincidental that I am finishing up ghost stuff because, you know, of the Saber Cross Ghost special. It's just randomly happening. Like, oh, whoops. I understand, like, it makes sense. It's Ghost's 50th anniversary, so I'm actually kind of excited for it. It's just I obviously can't watch it because I haven't watched Saber. And speaking of Saber, my second to last solo figure I need. Well, now I need to add onto the pile because of the fact that Emotional Dragon's released. But I got my. I finally was able to obtain Slash after so long. Book 3 is really difficult in obtaining. I have Crimson Dragon and King Lion Daisenki still behind me. Now I just need Dragon Ignite. So then I can actually put together my Soto. So that's fun. You know, Soto just sitting behind me and such. This one's complex. As I struggle to rip it open. Not ow, but I just bent my nail. So this one, I only have one thing. This one's mostly Zryken's. I remember one thing he got. I don't remember the other thing. Darn it, Complex, what the heck? Why is this? Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. So. So, in this case, Zryken got Lucifer from book 5. Yeah. He was really the only 01 character out of this, and he doesn't come with the 1000 Jacker. Is it because of the rubble? That's interesting though, that he doesn't come with the 1000 Jacker. Okay. Then this is the one I forgot he got. He got Fuma because he was curious about it. Because he was kind of like very like, he kind of like wasn't really like looking forward to getting an X8 soda, but I was like, just go for it. And because he's been like searching up constantly for stuff, so I'm like, just, you know, just go for it and such. So he picked up Fuma and the Ninja player. Oh, technically it's just Fuma, because I still think it's actually really cool how they handled Fuma. But yeah, I remember. Yeah, he was $15. Then the only thing I got from here, Elemental Dragon. So because he was just up when we were getting stuff, and this box is pretty small, so that brings us to the last box, which this one is pure disappointment. So I don't know which way I'm supposed to open it because the label was this way, but I'm just gonna go with my gut reaction and open it like this, because that's how you should open boxes. There goes Lucifer. Like, obviously, if I open it wrong, oh well, because I have to flatten this box out for next week, so. Yep. I hate that so much. So, let me just simply remove. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Okay, that bothers me. I hate that. Okay, so they, first of all, they flattened Permanent Dragon's box. That bothers me. But let's just simply. Man, the measures they take just to use a small box. What the heck? Okay, so first of all, let me remove this. Yeah, we ordered from CS Toys again. This has Zryken's name. I'll just give it to him. Gosh, I hate this so much. Oh, gosh. Okay. So yeah, I got Primitive Dragon off the CS Toys. I'm not happy about it, but it was in desperation because I was like, well, shoot, I need to pick this book up, and CS Toys is trying to be the only place that actually has it affordably, quote unquote affordably, because, you know, Took Collectibles has it for like $50, and I wasn't willing to do that. And basically, I still needed to get, I apologize for the darkness, but I still needed to get these 3 books as well. However, um, what happened was that literally after we like purchased off of CS Toys, like an hour later, I decided to check Mandarake just to see if the stuff actually went, quote unquote, went through, because then they would just say sold out. They did. Actually, the catch was that Elemental and Primitive actually went up again on Complex. And so I just go to Zryken and I'm like, shoot, we messed up. But I'm just like, so now the way I view this essentially is like, okay, so I needed to get these 3 books, but in what way to make it worth it? With this, which just wasn't worth it. So, Zryken wasn't really happy about this either, obviously. Just because of... when we go over prices, it's just going to make a lot more sense. Yeah, Primitive is a lot more bigger. I'm happy it's not as bad, but I'm still not really happy with the... Still not happy that I bent it. Cause... Yeah, their box... Their box barely... These boxes barely fit it. So the fact that they decided to bend it just to make it ship is like... Okay. What's in this newspaper? Is there anything spectacular? Does my brother need this? I don't even remember if he actually kept the other ones I gave him. Anyways, let's go over... See, technically this is actually a really small haul. Not haul, but this is just a really small, like, again, I'm just going to say everything was literally within buy, so... That's how it's been for the last few months, just because there honestly isn't really anything for me to get. But, yeah, that's a distinctive split. But, so... I'm sorry. I don't want to... This is Saber, right? I wouldn't know, but... I apologize. But, so essentially the pricing on this, I'm just gonna say, Mandarake was a lot more worth it. Like... The shipping was only like $17 just because of how small the boxes were. Like, yeah, this thing was 15, but that's kind of like, it's kind of like a given. Only Elemental was like the most expensive out of Mandarake, because these 2 were 15, or these 3 were 15. I think Lucifer might have been 8. Slash was 7, and then CS Toys was just not worth it. As much as I like their service, actually their service, well, yeah, oh, I got some things. So like, so each of these were like $5, which I was like kind of fine with. Just getting them for $1 more than like what Mandarake would have had them for. I'm like, okay. Primitive I wasn't really happy about. I got it for $33. So like, I got Primitive for like an extra... I wonder why my lights are off, but I got Primitive for like an extra $13. Which... The thing is that I would have been okay with these prices if the shipping would actually was like lower. But that's the thing, it wasn't. The shipping was like $54 for, again, a small, like a box that's like literally almost the same size as the Mandarake packages. I'm just like, what the heck? Um, so like, yeah, on the total price it says like it's around like $102, but then like literally when we were paying it out, it was literally like rounding up to like 90 or so, like 98 or so. So like I'm kind of thankful that it actually, like, in actuality it's not over 100, but it's still close. And I'm just like, this wasn't worth it. But it's like, again, I mostly did it for these three books because those three are not on Mandarake at all. And I just need one more book out of this. I need Sabella's World Story book. But other than that, like, I finally got Usagi no Kame. Boxo Usagi no to Kame, because I've been wanting this one. I'm happy that these books got released within the last wave because, so then you can have candy toy versions. Other than that, like, yeah, it's nice to actually finally have those two, but now I need to hunt down Tatagami Hoju Senki, which is gonna be really hard because he's like shooting up to like $40 or so because, if you don't pre-order, like, we're now getting in the range of, if you don't pre-order these, then they're gonna like shoot up in price. So I don't. That's the thing I'm worried about. I don't know how I'm gonna obtain like Saber's final form Seiken or whatever next month, cause I'm just kind of hoping I can get it through Amazon Japan via buy, obviously, because we can't do it directly anymore. But other than that, like, I don't know. It's just, I just hope I can pick it up on Mandarake for like an affordable price, because I'm just hoping it doesn't like, I I just hope that people aren't like that eager about these stuff. Because it was weird that, like, Psycho's stuff was easy to obtain, but then when it comes to these two, they're just not. So that really boggles my head. Other than that, that will be it for, the April stuff. It April overall was kind of laid back because I didn't. The first half of the month, what did I even get? I don't even remember. But again, I'm happy I do have these two, so then I can properly do the sound update stuff. I'll do that whenever I cover 2.12. Uh, um, I don't. Again, what I'm shooting for next month or for May, because I am rushly uploading this like 2 hours before the second set of 01 reviews, because I, you know, I actually needed to work on something on Sunday, and plus this video would have been too long. The video would have been too long to like upload by the end of Sunday. But yeah, that's speaking of that. Yeah, so May entirely is the entirety of May, we're covering the second, like, we're continuing with 01 because I'm still very behind. So I'm gonna try to sprinkle in openings on weekends, because I can do that, because we are, like, the 01 stuff I'm covering aren't necessarily as connected, so I'm actually given the, like, free ability of like actually uploading things on weekends and not like restricting myself. Like with the Legend Riders, I can't like break the cycle and just upload something random, like in the middle, because then like it'll break that cycle or break that momentum, if you get what I mean. So, that's why I had to wait till the end. Other than that, I'll update you guys on at the end of the month if I could. But essentially, my plans for next month is just to, bulk up my buy box more because I have a lot of Sentai gears in that. And I just need I need to get a big item. I'm literally like, I'm literally like on, no. So essentially, like, right now, I'm kind of contemplating on two items, and which one should be the big item for that box, because I do that so then the shipping can be worth it. So then I don't get a bunch of small things, and then the shipping's like $80. I rather get a big thing and then have the shipping be $80. Like, essentially, I need to keep that box as good as the last one. Like, that last buy package was like perfect for pricing. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did to make the pricing cheap, but oh gosh, I'm so thankful of that. Other than that, I really don't know. There's nothing in May essentially. Like, May is bare. Technically for me, all I need to like get within that month is Gashapon Sentai Gears Set 3, which is I think I might weigh out my buy box for that set, or I'm honestly just going to ship it uh this not this week, but like approximately next week. What essentially next week, or when I'm done with this semester, I'll probably ship it. I honestly can't. Like, I'm in like a rut right now with technical college. So I really need to like pick up the pace of like one class. But other than that, like, I'm just kind of I need to like focus on final like projects and such, and I will probably ship it by then, because I don't, again, like, I'm gonna still play with these, just I need to, just because I've been waiting a week, but it's like, I really need to like pick myself up. I think that's essentially it, because I have more announcements for the end of May. That's if I can upload an unboxing by then, because again, I don't really know what we're doing with Mandarake, because again, there's not really much. If I can get Hoju Senki, that would be neat, but I kind of doubt it. So yeah, that's essentially it. If this video becomes like nearly like 3 hours, I'm gonna assume it's 3 hours, because I'm just gonna like forget it. I'm gonna include the entire last part of Zryken and I. So this is PowerRider, and I'll leave you people. I don't know what the title of this one's gonna, like, I do have a title. Like, I was like, I don't know if I should do another reference, or if it should just be generic, like the return of the titles, or be like, titles, put it back on. God, titles, put it back. No, titles, put it back on. I was trying to like. Oh, you people, bye.